What's up everybody? Welcome back to another Broadway Gymnastics online lesson. We have another very exciting lesson planned for you guys today, and before we get started I'm going to go over a couple of quick things. As always, I'm going to tell you to be in a safe area, and just remember that a safe area means you have plenty of space. So if you'll notice here, if you have your parents' permission, you can move some stuff around to give yourself the most amount of room possible. Also, I want to reiterate, you're seeing me on hardwood floors. Carpet is definitely preferred. If not, a backyard is even better. If you have a big rug, maybe you can line it with blankets, whatever you can do to make sure that your area is the safest to be doing our gymnastics. Also, you will have the ability to use a prop today if you would like to, which is going to be a blanket, a towel, or a line of tape. So the thinner the better, but we want to make sure you have enough room because we're going to start doing some jumps on a line, which if you haven't guessed it by now, is relating to our beam. So I know we do a lot of jumps in the gym on the beam. A lot of us don't have beams at home, which is totally fine. This is going to be a great starting point to start practicing our bigger jumps. We're also going to be doing some cartwheel variations, some really, really cool ones, and some progressions that are going to get you to a skill called an aerial. So it's really, really exciting stuff. And then we're going to end with a big leg workout. Legs are super, super important for jumps, and we've been going very, very jump intensive lately. So if you want your jumps to start being bigger, and if you want to start exploding off the ground a little bit higher, then this leg workout is really, really going to be helpful for you. So as always, if you need a bottle of water, I take plenty of water breaks, you should too. It's always important to stay hydrated while you're working out. We are going to keep leveling up and working towards new things, so if you feel ready, we're going to now go ahead and start with our 5-minute stretch. And it's going to start with our 2 cardio moves, our jumping jacks and our jump ropes. So again, if you're in an area with a high ceiling and you have it available, you can use a jump rope. If not, we're just going to mimic the motions with our arms the same way. Alright, so I'm going to grab my timer and then let's get started. Alright you guys, I have my timer app pulled up and we're going to get started with jumping jacks. Ready? And go. Alrighty, so we're going to go into our pike stretch. Just start with a point and flex. Good, then with flexed feet today, we're going to go ahead and reach as far over your toes as you can. Try to pull those heels off the ground. Good, we're going to open up to a straddle and we're going to reach to our right. Try to open the shoulders. Good, and switch. Good, and reach to the middle. Try to get as close down to the ground as you can. Good, and butterfly. So here we're trying to get our heels in right towards our body and our knees on the ground. Good, and slide out so your legs are in a nice diamond shape. Reaching, trying to get your nose towards your toes. So back to pike, we're going to put our right leg over, grab your foot, and we're just going to roll our ankle forwards. And switch. Good, and we're going to get to our right Achilles. So try to get that foot flat on the ground, your other leg can be bent. And switch. Good, up on your feet. We're doing arm circles forward. Nice and big. And backwards. And take that right arm, pull it over your chest. And go ahead and switch. Very good, we're gonna go hands together. We're gonna do our little wrist stretch. So just going back and forth, rolling across your body left and right. And now we're gonna move into here, so we're rolling out and in. So we're doing both ways. And then finishing with our twist. Alrighty. Alright, good job guys, that's it for stretch, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing. Alright you guys, so we're gonna start revisiting our jump. So today specifically, we're gonna focus on the split jump, the wolf jump, and the tuck jump. And we're gonna add in a line. So at this time, if you have a blanket or a towel or a nice line of tape, now would be a good time to go ahead and lay that out. So as I'm talking, go ahead and get that set up and then we can start all together. Now I'm also gonna provide another option. If you maybe don't feel comfortable yet trying on something that's elevated or trying somewhere that has a defined line, we're gonna take 2 shoes. So I have hardwood floor so I can see the grain. If you have carpet, that's okay too. We're just gonna stay straight. So I'm gonna walk my feet out and I'm gonna place my first shoe right here, right in front of where my other foot would be. Now, just going heel to toe, we're gonna take, let's do anywhere from like 5 to 10 steps. And I'm gonna lay that shoe out. So you'll see that my shoes now are in a perfect line. So your goal is gonna be to try to land your jumps staying on that line. Now we have a couple of different feet positions you can start with. So before we even get into the jumps, we're gonna go feet together, but one foot is gonna be slightly in front of the other. So if I'm a righty, I'm gonna take my right foot and just put it a little bit in front of my left. Now nothing else about the jump is changing. We're still swinging down, our knees are bent, and then we're pushing up through the toes, and then remember if we do a split jump, our hand position is gonna go up and back. If we're doing that wolf jump, we're gonna go hands in front, and if we go tuck jump, we're gonna go those hands in front as well. Bring your knees right up through your arms. So we're gonna start with the split jump, and I'm gonna try it with my shoe part. So now you can be on either surface that you set up, it's totally fine. So I'm gonna make sure I'm right in the middle. Looks like my feet are good. I'm gonna go swing, split. Okay, so now freezing in that landing, so I'm getting a little into the ground, I'm bending a little bit, and I'm looking in front and back, and I feel pretty safe about that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to my blanket, which I folded up now. Beam is about 4 inches. You don't have to be exact, you can start a little bit bigger. Mine is about, we'll say maybe 6 inches. So I have my feet, right foot is slightly in front. I'm gonna go swing, split. Good, and I can see that I landed on my blanket. I got it. So the main thing to remember, whichever line that you're working with, is you have to make sure you get your feet together a little faster. So now if we're doing jumps just on the floor, sometimes we'll land here and pull our feet together before we finish. When you're focused on a line, your goal every time is to make sure your feet are comfortably together. Now, some other things you can try is one foot in front of the other. So if we're practicing on a small line for now, it's okay to change up the different feet variations. So now I'm gonna try another split jump, but I'm gonna go with one foot in front of the other, so my right foot in front. So we're gonna swing, tuck, whoop, alrighty. So that one was a little trickier for me, but you can still see where your feet are at on the line. I can see in between my feet that I made it safely in between my line. So what we're gonna do now all together is we're gonna take our split jump, our tuck jump, and our wolf jump. And we're gonna go for 3 stuck landings in a row before moving on. So we're gonna start with our split jump. So I'm gonna use this surface. This is the surface I'm comfortable with. If you wanna do a tape line, blanket, or a towel is totally fine. So we're gonna start with the split jump. We're going for 3. So my feet are together, my arms are in front. I'm gonna go swing. Good, that's 1. I feel good about that one. Now I'm gonna go for my second stuck one, and I'm gonna try to make sure my legs are a little straighter in the jump. Swing. Good. All right, feel good. We're gonna move on to number 3. Trying to go for 3 in a row. Swing, split. Very nice. Now remember, in a stuck landing, there should be no feet movements. So if my feet are here, I can't land and take a step. You want to glue them to the floor at least for about 2 to 3 seconds before finishing. So make sure they're true sticks before you move on. So I got my 3 stuck split jumps. I'm going to move on to my tuck jump next. 1 foot in front of the other. Arms in front. Swing, tuck. Good. We're going to go for our second right away. All right, last one. Swing, tuck. Good. Now, something to point out is that as my tuck jumps went on, my feet started getting a little bit farther apart. Now, they're not tons of feet apart, but we still really want to focus on squeezing on those landings. So if you want to be really picky with your sticks, before you move on, make sure those feet are glued together. And the last jump I'm going to focus on today is I'm going to do my wolf jump. So remember, the same thing, we're swinging down, our arms are going to go in front, your good leg is going to hold straight, and your bad leg is just going to bend with your knees touching. So we're going to go for 3 in a row. All right, swing back. Good. Gate to the ground. Do 2. All right, we got it. My feet got a little loose on that one, so my third, I'm really going to focus on the squeeze. Very nice. And finish. So remember, our goal was to get 3 split jumps, 3 tuck jumps, and 3 wolf jumps, stuck landings on the line. At this point, if you want to challenge yourself or just keep going with it, you can pause the video and you can try straddle jumps, you can try our split halves, make sure you're being careful, and you can try whatever surfaces you have set up. And you can try to go for 5 sticks in a row before moving on. Whatever you feel comfortable doing at this point, you can go ahead and keep working. However, if you're feeling good on your jumps, it's now time where we're going to move on and work on some cartwheel variations. Alrighty, it is time to start working on some cartwheel variations. So we are going to do 2 variations of our regular cartwheel, and then we're going to go for 2 progressions of a skill called an aerial. So there's still types of cartwheels, but they're helping us work towards a bigger skill that's one day going to come. So for our 2 variations, we're going to do a one-handed cartwheel, and we're going to do a cartwheel with a side finish. We're kind of landing in a squat position. So let's start with the one-handed. Now, if you're a righty, obviously we're starting in that righty lunge. So our right foot is in front, our leg is bent, and our arms are up nice and strong. So we're going to show that regular cartwheel first, one more time just to revisit. So remember, my hands are turning out to the side, we're going straight legs, and trying to finish in that strong lunge. Now, if I'm a righty, for my one-handed cartwheel, I'm going to put my left hand behind my back and my right arm down. Now, if this is a new skill and you don't feel totally safe yet, we're going to start small. So you can still use 2 hands, but what I'm going to try to do is pick up my left hand a little bit sooner. So you can see that my left hand came off of the ground. Wasn't the prettiest cartwheel, but I got comfortable removing that hand. Once you feel like your good arm is ready to support you, we're going to put our left hand behind our back. Our good arm is still in that strong lunge, and we're going to go for a one-handed cartwheel. And hold. Good. Now this one's trickier, so you're going to have to play around with it. Some things to remember is that when we do our hip workouts, and I always talk about our strength and endurance, if you are really working those arms and you feel like your arms are getting stronger, the one-handed cartwheel is going to come a little bit easier to you guys. So if you want to keep practicing that one, you can pause this video now and keep working on the one-handed cartwheel. But if you're ready now, we're going to move on to our next one, which is going to be our side cartwheel. So for our cartwheels, you always hear me say we want to finish in a lunge. So we should finish in that same position that we started in. This one's going to be a little different. We're doing a side cartwheel. So you're going to actually land facing the same side. And we're going to hold that squat position. So I'm going to start all the same. I'm still in my strong lunge. My good hands are going to go down. And we're going to try to finish side. So challenge yourself. Try to finish in that squat position. So ready, my arms are up. I'm reaching. Squat. Very nice. I'm going to try one more all together. So remember, your goal is actually to not totally turn your hips out. You want to keep your hips squared right towards that side the whole time. So we're going to try one more. Hold strong lunge. Lever in. Squat. Good. And this is just kind of a fun one. It'll help you get your legs a little bit stronger so you feel a little bit more confident in your landings, not only with the cartwheel, but other skills as well. So those are two cool, fun variations that you can try whenever you want, and you can keep perfecting them and keep working on them. Now we're gonna go for two progressions. So these are still types of cartwheels, but they're working towards a skill called an aerial, which is a really fun skill that I know a lot of people wanna get. So we're gonna start with a cartwheel step-in. So in a cartwheel step-in, I'm just gonna focus on doing a regular cartwheel with really, really fast feet. And instead of that lunge this time, I'm gonna step that second foot into the first one so we're landing feet together. So you wanna go faster legs and skip the lunge. Other than that, it's the same cartwheel. Regular cartwheel, fast legs, pull that second foot right into where your first one went. So we're gonna try one. We're not gonna go super fast on the first one, just a little bit faster. So lunge. Good. And you'll notice, as I pulled up, I kind of stepped back a little bit. We eventually want to focus on a nice stuck landing, but for now, with our feet going quicker and that step in, chest up happening, it's okay to take a few steps back. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna try with really fast feet this time. So ready? Strong lunge, lever in. Good, woo! Almost lost my balance on that one. So you're really focusing on that step in, chest goes up. And you want to kick with as fast feet as you can. So really, really fast legs. That's going to help with our aerial because we need to be really, really fast in the air if we're going to do a no-handed cartwheel. So our last one, which is going to be another aerial progression, is going to be a dive cartwheel. Now, this is where things are going to step up a little bit. This one is tricky. Okay, and we really want to make sure you're in a safe area for this one because there's going to be a little bit of flight. So flight in a skill is when there's a point where there's no feet and no hands on the ground. So I'm going to show you one first and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. So for a dive cartwheel, I'm actually going to reach into it a little bit. My good leg, you'll see this time, isn't just planting on the ground, it's doing a little bend and push as I go. So you really want to get that bend, push motion. So all I'm going to do is a regular cartwheel, but I'm going to jump to my hands. Now, if you're jumping to your hands, you want to be in a soft area. It's a little bit of a bigger skill. So, we're going to show one really quick. Here we go. Ready, dive. So if you're able to notice, there's a moment as I'm getting to my hands when my feet actually come off the ground first. So this is really important in an aerial for that push off of the ground. And then we worked on those fast feet. If we can perfect both of these, eventually you put them together and you get that push and that fast kick. Your cartwheel is going to not need hands anymore. How cool is that? So we're going to do another dive cartwheel now. So we're going to start in that lunge. I'm going to kind of swing my arms into it and reach and just get a little bit of flight. Good job. So if you're going to be doing the dive cartwheel, I cannot stress this enough. Start small. Start really, really small. Just a little jump. You don't want to go really high in the air and then jump onto your hands. We want to start small and we want to be in a soft, safe area with a lot of space. By practicing those two different types of cartwheels, the cartwheel step-in and the dive cartwheel, you're going to have a lot easier of a time when it gets to trying to do an aerial. So now that you have those 4 new cartwheel variations, you can pause the video here and practice if you'd like, or you can stay with me and we're going to go ahead and move on to our leg workout. Alright you guys, we're going to end today's lesson with our leg workout. And if you'll notice, I've taken my shoes off because I'm going to go over the list, and for some of it, it's going to be a little bit easier if you don't have shoes on. So we're going to start with our squat jump. So now that we're familiar with our squat, we're going to hold it, jump, push through the toes. And we really want to focus on pointed feet during our squat jump. Right after our squat jump, we're going to get into squat kicks on our right side and our left. So what that's going to look like is squat down, kick, and I'm going to give you guys the option. You can kick to the side or kick to the front, whichever you're comfortable with. Or you can switch it up. You can go one time out, one time to the front. So we're going to do our right side, then our left side, then we're going to do lunges. So we're going to go right foot, step, and back. Step, and back. Good. After that lunge, we're going to go into our other leg. So all of those were for 15 seconds in a row. Then we're going to go down to the ground. So I've brought my blanket back out just to protect my knees. And we're just going to go fire hydrant, kick back. Fire hydrant, kick back. Good, and we're gonna do that for 30 seconds on both legs. So, we should be ready. We're gonna go ahead and hit the start button. Make sure you're prepared. You're in a safe place. We're starting squat jumps for 15 seconds. You ready? Go. Good, focus toe, ball, heel on the landing. All right, squat kicks to the right. Good, hold low, kick high. All right, switching to the left. Good, and lunges with your right leg. Good, try not to let your back knee touch the ground. And switch. Good, our last two. So we got fire hydrants, kicks back with your left leg. This one is for 30 seconds. Ten more seconds. Good, and finishing with the right. Last one, you guys. Make sure you're really pushing here. Give it all you got. Five more seconds. And you are done. Good job. Whew, and get up and shake them out a little bit. All right, you guys, that is it for today. Remember to use your resources. All of these videos are still gonna be up and you can still revert back and try other things. At this point, you should have a cardio workout, a leg workout, upper body, abs, you got cartwheels and handstands. There's a lot of fun stuff you can go back and watch and do. And guess what? There's a lot of other really cool, really smart coaches posting videos with a lot of other helpful tips and tricks, so go check theirs out too. As always, at the end of class is a great time. If you want to work on flexibility, go ahead and stretch your splits, both legs and middles, and your bridges. Remember, stretching is always a great way to protect your body and just stay active, even if you want to just stretch in the morning when you wake up. I'm really glad you guys are still working hard and staying with us, and again, we have a lot more to come, so don't go anywhere. Thank you guys for watching from all of us here at Broadway, and we will see you guys in the next one.